In the examples we've been looking at so far, we've just purchased one item and then we apply the sales tax. That is possible. You could go into a store and buy one item, but more often than not, you usually buy multiple items. So on the EOG, it's more common for them to give you a story problem where you have to first total all the items that are purchased, then apply the sales tax to figure out the total purchase price. Let's start reading the story problem. Keith bought 2 pairs of jeans for $65 each. He also bought a flannel for $27. The sales tax is 8.25%. What is the total purchase price including sales tax? So the first thing I come across is the 2 pairs of jeans. The 2 pairs of jeans for $65 each. They're each $65. So I'm going to write $65 and then $65 again because he buys 2 pairs of jeans. So I label each of those as jeans. Then he bought a flannel for $27. And I label that. So I'm taking my time. You're allowed to use a calculator, but I'd rather just add these myself. 5 and 5 is 10, plus 7 is 17, carry the 1. 6 and 6 is 12, plus another 2 is 14, plus another 1 is 15. So the retail price of these items is $157. If you want to put 0 cents, you can. Now we need to calculate the sales tax. The sales tax rate is 8.25%. So I'm going to move to my typing tool. So in taxes, you will pay 8.25% of the retail price. So that's 8.25% of the $157. The next thing we need to do is we need to change the percent to a decimal because you're not going to be able to multiply it until that 8.25% is in decimal form. So we need to get rid of that percent sign. So I cross out the percent sign, and then to change a percent to a decimal, you divide by 100. So 8.25 divided by 100, that's the same as moving the decimal 2 times to the left, 0.0825, let me show you. Once, twice, you put a 0 here, 0.0825, that's the same thing we got when we took 8.25 and divided by 100. We got 0.0825. So I'll go back to my typing tool. 0.0825, and instead of, we write multiplication. Of means multiplication in math. Then we multiply that by the $157, and that will give us the sales tax. So I'm going to go back to the calculator. 0.0825 times, I think it was $157. Let me check. Yes. And we get 12.9525. Since this is a dollar amount, well, I should add a dollar sign. And we're rounding to the nearest hundredth for money. Let's see if I can get that in the right spot. There we go. Now, the hundredths place is right here. So it goes tenths and hundredths. So that means that the 2 is the decision maker. So does the 2 make it so that it stays $12.95? Or is our price going to go up to $12.96? Well, if this number is a 4 or less, you let it rest at $12.95. So the tax is $12.95, $12.95. And then to figure out the total purchase price, we have to add the $157 and the $12.95. Now I haven't lined the decimals up nicely, so I'm just going to use the calculator. $12.95 plus the $157, we get $169.95. $169.95. So even though the retail price, when you add them all together, gives you $157, he also has to pay the $12.95 tax, which goes to the government. So in total, for the 2 jeans and the flannel, he pays $169.95.